everyone want to be disciplined, right? But most people think that discipline means being hard on yourself, like waking up at 4 a.m., ignoring fatigue, and suffering more than others. But that's not discipline. That's ego-driven punishment. Whether you're preparing for a competitive exam, UPSC, or you're running a business, or you're looking for bodybuilding competition, the real discipline is not about suffering. It's about having a structure. It's not in your DNA, it's in your design. So when I finally understood this, everything about how I built my companies have changed. At the cafe, that's one of my business. I believed like long hours were the discipline. But when it came to trade school or Z school or academies, I realized that the discipline means building systems that make success easier than failure. And success is like, it's not a choice, it should happen, right? So that's what this session is all about. I'll be talking about how I can be disciplined, or how I can build the system, how to design your life and your business so that doing the right thing become automatic. It's not going to be choice, it's not going to be chance, it's going to be automatic, and it should happen like a system. Okay. See, this is what I want to tell you. You are not born disciplined. You have to build it. So discipline is not a personality. It's a system. When I started my first venture, I thought, people who woke up early or worked, you know, uh, complete day, that's the way they are successful, and they were born that way, right? But later only I have learned that they simply built the environment that supported those habits. So those habits have created, right? It's something which you have built it over a period of time. For instance, when we were creating that trade school daily training setup, the live commentary sessions, I realized our team's discipline improved overnight once we created the structure, like a fixed, morning preparation checklist that I should be getting before 8:30, and then the pre-market review, which we should be doing by 9 o'clock, and then the post-market journaling immediately after the market hours by 6 or by 5 o'clock. I should be doing the video. So the system is ready. See, that's the truth, right? Systems create discipline. So, see, I will be forced to do video before 9 o'clock, pre-market video. My team will do the rest of the work. I'll be forced to do the video at 6 o'clock post-market. So my team will do the work. So when you have the system, that automatically create discipline. When you get more time, the work normally get extended, right? So instead of saying, I'll be more focused, what you need to do is ask yourself, how can I make it easier to be focused than distracted? And you can remove the junk food from your mental pantry. That's all what I mean to say from this, right? We talk about junk foods, the unnecessary things that we need to avoid when it comes to eating habits. Same way, your from mind also avoid those things, right? The noise, the clutter, the energy leaks. You need to identify, remove that from your mental setup, from your mind. That's all what you need to do, guys. If your discipline depends on how you feel, you've already lost. So I'm not someone who's working on motivation. I want a system. This is something applicable to UPSC preparation, for business, for bodybuilding. All these are in fact similar, right? Where discipline is required, where hard work is required, where a system is required. I am so much motivated. I'll work out for 6 hours a day this day, but not for another 2, 3 days, and I'll eat junk food. That's not going to work out. I'm motivated. I'm going to study for 18 hours a day. A UPSC aspirant is saying. And then will that work out if you are not doing that same for 2, 3 days? You will not be able to retain. You will not be able to revise. Same with the business also, right? So again, in most days I don't feel like trading, right? Or shooting the video or attending 10 meetings. So sometimes motivation will be there, so you will do that. Sometimes motivation won't be there, so you won't be doing it. But if you have a structure that will sustain, the motivation fade, the system will be there. If there is a structure that's sustained, right? So in my case, I don't negotiate with myself because the system is already in place. Sometimes if I feel like trading, I will trade. No, nothing like that. I have to trade because I have to take sessions. I have to do the live market commentary. So it's not that I hope my point is very clear. It's not that I have the motivation to study today, so I'll work for 18 hours a day. Today I'll study 18 hours. Next day I don't have motivation, I won't study. That won't work. You need that consistency, you need the structure, you need the system. I work out 6 hours a day. Today I have motivation. I'm going to work out for the entire body part. Next 3 days I can take rest. That's not the system, that's not the structure, right? So another example, every Sunday, if you see my calendar for the week will be clearly closed, and it should be done by my team. And every morning my tasks are on autopilot, right? So like starting with, even if I talk about trade school, forget about Z school and other businesses. This one related to trade, morning 9 o'clock, as I told you, pre-market analysis is done, and then the commentary sessions, then the content block, then the team call, and then the post-market analysis, right? So all these you are watching and you're seeing this is something which is done by a human. Why? Because I have the system to do it. So when you rely on system instead of your moods, instead of your motivation, right, the consistency becomes mechanical and that becomes automatic. Always remember, feeling is fleeting, systems are forever. Structure sustain, motivation fade. I repeat, feelings are fleeting, systems are forever. So success will become automatic if you have systems, right? So again, discipline is not about saying no. It's about preparing a better instead. So when I was trying to cut the late night trading habits, I didn't just say I'll stop watching charts. I replaced it with a rule. 10 p.m. onwards, as reflection and reading time, or checking the messages. So things like that. So if you remove a bad habit without replacing it, then what happens is your brain panics. So what I suggest you is, if you want to remove a bad habit, you need to give it a better or a safer substitute. You need a substitute, right? So instead of uh, scrolling reels, plan a 20-minute documentary, or going through ChatGPT and ask your questions. Or instead of endless news, listen to one good podcast where you get some good knowledge. Or instead of, uh, uh, overeating stress, go for a short walk. Maybe just walk. If you feel stressed, and rather than thinking too much, have a podcast in your ears and just walk for 1 hour. So both way, intellectually, mentally, it will keep you calm, and physically also it will help you. So each swap that trains your brain, that discipline feels rewarding and not restrictive. So you're doing something, or you're giving a safer substitute, right? So that's what another point that I want to discuss. So again, when I started my gym training, after years of no fitness, I went through cancer also. I went through the treatment, and once I come back, it's after 2 years I'm trying to do the gym. And if I compare my body before and now, it's like before it was 90 kg, now 55 kg. So I want to come back to that level. Very much insecurity at that point of time I had with my look, because everything is, camera, the videos and look. So I was very much obsessed at that point of time. I tried to overdid everything, like heavy weights and strict diets, no rest. But it lasted 10 days. And then I'm getting very bad also, my body. I started getting sick again. So this is exactly how most people fail at discipline, right? So they start with that pain, but there won't be that progress. But discipline is, it grows through small wins that actually feels good. It's not that kind of pain. If you are getting the pain, then that is not going to be like sustainable. If it need to be sustainable, it has to be small wins, and you feel good also when you're doing certain things. So that's what I mean discipline. In trading also, small profits. So you feel good and you keep winning small, but you will win big overall. So the moment your system becomes punishment, you'll subconsciously avoid it. So that's what happened with motivation. One day I feel motivated. If that gives a pain, it won't sustain. So we want small wins but consistent wins, and you should be feeling good all the time. So lower the bar and start with few push-ups. If you are someone who's going to gym, and not 50 push-up, not 50 kg bench press. Start with writing one paragraph, not a book. Start with 15 minutes chart study if it is trading, not 1 hour. Start with one textbook, Lakshmikant or something, if you're UPSC preparation, not entire UPSC syllabus in one day. Because once you feel it is achievable, then your brain automatically trained, and your brain rewards you in future with consistency. See, we repeat what we feels rewarding. We are human beings. We hate things which we feel as punishment, right? So what we normally tend to repeat, our mind or ourselves, what we get rewarded from. So not what we feel punishing, right? So that's exactly what another point that I wanted to discuss. Then, guys, true transformation is not revolution. It won't happen suddenly. So today I'm this, tomorrow I'm that. It's not going to happen. True transformation is evolution, right? See, my one of my friend, he quit his alcohol or drug addiction, alcohol addiction, in different stages. If you try to do it, like till today you're consuming so much of alcohol and tomorrow onwards you're going to stop it, it's not going to happen. That revolutionary change, it's very difficult, it won't be sustainable. It should be evolution. So I remember from alcohol slowly shifted to smoking, and then vaping, and then gum, and then nothing. So every step was progress. So that's what I mean by the transformation is evolution, and it's not revolution. So apply that to your UPSC preparation also. If you're someone who started now, apply that to your business also, apply that in your life also, apply that in your trading also, apply that in everywhere you can possible. So if you can't stop being distracted for 3 hours, start with 30 minutes. You can extend, right? If you can't quit social media, uninstall it during the work hours only, at least that time, or just switch it off and keep it in the wardrobe here and just lock it and give the key to someone, and don't get it for till evening. If you can't fix your diet again, right, what you can do is you can swap one meal instead of three, all the three. That's something which you can do. So the point is, the progress that we are talking about, that compounds through replacement and not perfection. So small steps are sustainable. Big leaps often snap back. So keep doing that small steps, small wins, sustainable wins, consistency. That's what matters. Not pain, not punishment, not the big leaps. So it's about evolution and it's not revolution. Always remember that the big change that happens to you, it should be, you should evolve, right? You cannot revolve suddenly. So that's the point here. Again, uh, if we are looking for that freedom, that should come from structure, not from the motivation, not from emotion. I told this in the beginning. So this is the a part that actually most entrepreneurs miss. You think freedom means I do what when I want, right? Something like this. I do what or whatever I want whenever I want. Or how can I put it in a much better way? I do what I want when I want. Yeah, that's what many people think freedom as. But what is the real freedom? Real freedom is like waking up every day, knowing exactly what to do this day. Means what? I have no confusion. There is no debate with you, with your team, right? So there is no confusion. Everything is clarified. There is a system in place. There is a structure in place. That's what discipline, and that's what the real freedom. It's not about, uh, cluttered. I do what I want whenever I want. That's not the case. I know what I need to do. I know what exactly I need to do today. That's what the real freedom is all about. That's why I told you I plan every Sunday for the next 1 week. Weekly goals I have, execution blocks, even downtime, it's scheduled. Because see, when you have already done the hard thinking, execution becomes peaceful. So when you have the structure, why we always talk about the structure of the system is the structure removes decision fatigue. And discipline then stops being a struggle and becomes a flow, and it becomes automatic. Success become automatic. So if you have the structure, that fatigue won't be there. That decision fatigue won't be there, because this is what I need to do. You don't want to take decision at that point of time. So discipline is going to be automatic, right? It's not a struggle. It's a flow. It should happen like that smoothly. So ask yourself, how much energy am I wasting fighting with myself daily without having a structure? What if I have a structure? So when you stop negotiating with yourself, you finally will start growing, right? Again, if your routine feel exciting, you're probably inconsistent. See, there's something which I talk in the market also. If you feel excited in trading, maybe you will end up in loss at some point, because boring is better. Boring make money, right? Exciting is not trading, that is gambling. So everyday excellence, like if you see, that looks boring because same timing, same things you are doing, same checklist you're doing, same systems, and that's what scales. Simple things scales, complex things, it's very difficult to scale. People often ask me, Safi, what's a day in your life like? Honestly, it's repetitive, the same thing. I told you, right? Morning I wake up, I see the sun, and by 8 o'clock my team will be ready with my pre-market reports. Only I'm talking about trading. So I'll shoot the video. Then by 9 o'clock, I have to sit in front of the system. I have the live market commentary. And then it will go like that. And then the team calls, then the other classes and other things. And evening by 6 o'clock, I have to do the post market. So things are repetitive, very much planned. So we have the morning analysis, then the team syncs, the coaching calls, the content preparation. Then I have to go to gym. These are prepared, well prepared. And then sometime reading, sleeping, repeat the process. So see, of course, it's boring to watch, but it's exciting to live because it compounds silently. You won't have that pressure. And that's the secret. Boring routine. If something is boring, that create extraordinary result because very rarely people stick to that. Right? Option selling, people stick to that very rarely because it's boring. Option buying, people jump onto that because of the expectation of unlimited profit. But what happens? The probability of winning is higher for option sellers because it's boring. It's not that exciting. You have a limited profit potential, but your probability is higher, right? So the what is the real reward of discipline? Discipline is not just about building success. It's about building that self-confidence and self-trust, the trust and the confidence that I have on myself. See, success is the outcome of this. Success is the outcome of discipline. Success is the outcome of the self-confidence and the trust that I have on myself. Every time you keep promising to yourself, you reinforce the belief, like I can rely on me. Right? When I am living a disciplined life, I am reinforcing myself. I am telling myself that you know I can rely on myself. I don't want to depend on others. So that's what the self trust, that's what the self confidence, and that will automatically lead to success. And that's what quite you know I would say confidence that I have that lead to the high performance or the success or whatever. So they don't scream motivation, they radiate reliability. So when I say I can rely on myself, even if I cannot rely on anyone, right? That shows that reliability, that's not motivation. I can rely on myself, then I can rely on anyone. And I can rely on myself only if I know that I am disciplined. So I don't, always love every task I do, of course. There are things like editing, reports, market reviews, but when I finish them anyway, I feel happy. I walk taller. No one like to, keep sitting in front of the camera like this and keep talking. Sometimes you get stuck also between whatever you're saying, but still you talk to the camera and you understand, that it might be helping someone at the other end. But that's what ultimately I told you, right? Sometimes you won't like it. Sometimes you feel like this is too much of efforts. After that, you need to go through this again before publishing. And then, but finally, when you do it, you feel very happy because I know I control my actions and not my moods because everything is a system, everything is fixed. So that's what true discipline feels like. I'm calm, or you should be calm, predictable, and powerful. So when you have a system, you know what exactly need to be do, right? Need to be done. Whether you're a business person, I need to have the system. Whether I'm a coach, I need to have a system. Whether I'm a student who's preparing for UPSC or any competitive exam, I need to have the system. I should be knowing what exactly I will be doing when I wake up today till the time I sleep. What are the subjects that I need to cover? What are the revisions I need to do? What are the previous year questions I need to analyze? What are the test series that I need to look at, the questions that I need to solve? And what kind of feedbacks I should get from whom, and all those. You need to have that entire day plan, week plan, month plan. Business owners, for bodybuilders, you need to know what exercise, what part first, what part I'm going to work out today, whether I'm going to work out for my chest or my shoulder. If it is on my chest, whether I'm going to focus more on upper chest or lower chest or middle chest. And if it is upper chest, what kind of exercises? Whether I should be looking at a compound exercise or should be something like isolation exercises, right? So it should, and then what kind of diet, what kind of food I take, all these. It should be planned. Then you will be planned, you'll be calm, predictable, and you'll be more powerful. Success become automatic. So you are not lazy. You just have not built the environment that rewards discipline yet. So that's the system. So what you need a system. You need to build that environment. I told you, when I've seen the successful people in the beginning, I thought they are born like that. They wake up in the morning, they love that. But that's not the case. They created an environment that made them, you know, have this habit. So discipline is not about trying harder. It's about removing that frictions and stacking the systems that make the right actions easier than wrong ones. So start today, remove that friction point, whether you're a businessman or a student or a bodybuilder, whatever, right? And add one structure, the system, and replace one bad habit with a better one, safer one. So automatically it will compound. So do the same thing every week for 1 year, and you won't need motivation ever again. You will be addicted to discipline, right? So that's about this session. Thank you so much. I see you in the next video. I hope you will apply whatever we discussed in this video.